Hello chess buddies, welcome to Amateur Chess University. Today, we'll be looking at the round 7 game of the FIDE World Rapid Championship between the reigning champion Magnus Carlsen and the youngster Alireza Firouzja. After winning the World Championship, Magnus said that if someone other than Firouzja wins the candidate tournaments, he is unlikely to play in the next World Championship match. So this game had a lot of interest after that interview. The time control for this match was 15 minutes with 10 seconds increment per move. Without further ado, let's get straight into the game. Carlsen here had the white pieces and Firouzja had the black pieces. Carlsen begins with e4 going for the king's pawn opening. Firouzja replies with c6 going for the Caro-Kann defense. d4 by Carlsen and d5 by Firouzja. And Carlsen pushes the pawn to e5 going for the advanced variation of the Caro-Kann defense. Firouzja plays bishop to f5 to c4 by Carlsen and e6 by Firouzja. Both players trying to take control of the center. Knight to c3 by white and knight to e7 by black. And here white plays h3. It blocks the g4 square from the access of the light square bishop because it wants to bring the knight to g3. And here black plays knight to d7. Knight to f3 by white with all the 4 knights on the board. Now Carlsen is trying to bring this knight to the h4 square and targeting this light square bishop. So Firouzja moves back to g6. Now white plays b3. The further idea is to bring the dark square bishop to b2. Black plays knight to f5. Bishop to e2 by white getting ready for castling. And black plays bishop to b4, pinning this knight and also getting itself ready for castling. Here white plays bishop to b2 and black castles, white castles. And black plays f6. The idea is if I capture the f6 pawn, then black will capture back with its queen, also resulting in a nice development. Here white plays a3. Bishop goes back to a5. Now white goes for the pawn captures, capturing the pawn on d5. Black captures the pawn on d5 with the c6 pawn. And now white captures the pawn on f6. Queen captures the pawn on f6. Now white plays rook to c1. Now Alireza plays knight to h4. Magnus goes for the knight capture. And queen captures the knight on h4. Entering inside the white's territory and targeting this weak pawn twice. Here Carlsen plays b4 and Alireza brings the bishop back to d8. White plays bishop to g4 targeting this pawn at e6. And black plays bishop to f5. White goes for a bishop exchange, captures the bishop at f5. Rook captures the bishop at f5. And now white plays queen to e2, providing additional support to this pawn at f2, while also targeting this pawn at e6. So here black plays knight to f8, providing support to this pawn. Here white plays knight to d1. Magnus wants to shift the knight back to the king's side. And black plays bishop to b6. Firouzja targeting this diagonal thrice. Here Magnus plays knight to e3, targeting the rook. And Alireza shifts the rook to g5. Now Magnus plays f4, attacking this rook, and rook moves to g3. Now Magnus plays king to h2 with further ideas like bringing the rook to f3. And Alireza moves the rook back to g6. Now Carlsen plays knight to g4. The further idea is to push the pawn to g3. And if Alireza moves back to h5, then Carlsen will play knight to f6, delivering a check while also picking up the queen. So after knight to g4, Alireza retreats his queen back to d8. a4 by white with further ideas like a5. So bishop moves back to c7. Magnus continues the pawn push. He plays b5. And here Alireza plays bishop to d6. Magnus plays c3 with further ideas like bringing the rook to the e3 square, putting more pressure on the e file. So Alireza plays rook to c8. Magnus goes for the rook exchange, capturing the rook at c8. Queen captures the rook at c8. And Magnus plays knight to e5, targeting this rook. So Alireza plays rook to f6. Now Magnus plays rook to c1, attacking the queen. So Alireza plays queen to d8. Magnus starts the pawn pushing. He plays g3, providing additional support to the f4 pawn. So Alireza here played f5 with further ideas like bringing the rook to the h file. So Magnus plays queen to d3, targeting this diagonal. g5 by Firouzja, trying to break this pawn chain and bring his queen into play. And Magnus played knight to g4. The idea here is if black goes for the pawn capture on f4, then Magnus will play knight to g6, thereby delivering the check and picking up the rook. Firouzja doesn't want to move the rook from the 5th rank, so he plays king to g7, preventing the check. So now Magnus changes the tactics. He plays knight to e3, targeting the rook. And now black moves the rook back to f7. Now white doesn't capture the pawn on g5, it simply pushes the pawn to f5. If you look at this position, Alireza's king is not in a good position. He is currently locked in the diagonal with the dark square bishop. Here Alireza plays queen to d7. Now the pawn at f5 is attacked thrice. So Magnus brings the rook to f1. Here Alireza plays h6. Now white king moves to g2, stepping away from this diagonal controlled by the bishop. Black king does the same, it moves back to g8. Magnus plays knight to g4, targeting the h7 pawn. So Alireza is forced to bring the king back to g7. Now Magnus plays f6, delivering a check. If Alireza moves the king back to g8, he will be in a lot of trouble, because Magnus will capture the h6 pawn with his knight and deliver a check, while also targeting the rook. And Alireza will be forced to move the king to the h8 square, and the knight will pick up the rook on f7. So here Alireza pushes the king back to h8. Magnus still captures the pawn on h6 with his knight, but this time it's not a check. Alireza moves the rook to h7, targeting this knight. And Magnus plays knight back to g4. Alireza plays queen to e8. His idea is to bring the queen to the h5 square and then go for a double attack on the h file. Here Magnus plays bishop to a3. He wants to go for the dark square bishop exchange because the bishop at d6 is targeting this pawn at g3. Alireza accepts this. He captures the bishop at a3. Queen captures the bishop at a3. Now Alireza plays queen to c8. His further ideas include bringing the queen to the c2 square. Magnus doesn't allow this. He plays rook to c1, attacking the queen. So Alireza moves the queen back to e8, shifting his focus on this diagonal. Now Magnus plays knight to e5. His further idea includes bringing the knight to g6 and deliver the check. The problem for black is that the queen cannot capture the knight on g6 because then the white queen will capture the knight on f8, delivering the check. And with the pawn at f6 being a monster, black will be unable to prevent a white's victory. So after knight to e5, Alireza is forced to move his king to the g8 square. Now Magnus plays queen to f3, putting more pressure on the f file, while also preventing the black queen from coming to the h5 square. So Alireza moves the queen to d8, targeting this pawn. He wants to eliminate it, and Magnus doubles up the pressure by playing rook to f1. And this position is very difficult for Alireza to handle. He can't bring the rook to f7 because that square is handled by the knight. And with pawn to f7 check coming next, he was forced to move the king back to h8. Now Magnus plays queen to e3, targeting this pawn at g5. But Alireza cannot capture his pawn at f6 because it is guarded by the rook. Here Alireza plays queen to c8, trying to bring his queen to the c2 square and deliver a check. But Magnus stops this plan. He plays rook to f2. Here Alireza plays g4, challenging the pawn at h4 to capture it. However, capturing this pawn is not such a good idea because if we capture the pawn at g4, then black will play queen to e8, and the black rook gets a full open file. So after g4, Magnus plays h4. Alireza here plays rook to h5. His main idea is to bring the rook to the f5 square and then exchange the rooks. And after the rook exchange, he can bring the queen to c2. However, by playing rook to h5, Alireza missed a key move here by white. So feel free to pause the video and find out this winning idea for Magnus. So if you're able to figure it out, well done. The move Magnus played here is knight to f7, delivering a check. So after knight to f7 check, Alireza has two options. He can either move to g8 or h7. Moving the king to h7 is not such a good idea for black because if it moves the king to h7, then white will play knight to g5, delivering a check, and king will be forced to move back to g8. Now white will push the pawn to f7, delivering a check. And in this position, black king cannot move to the h8 file because then it will get checkmated if white plays queen to e5. So if the black king moves to g7, then the white queen still deliver the check by playing queen to e5. Now the only square available for the black king is h6, and white will complete the victory by playing queen to f6, checkmate. So after knight to f7 check, Alireza played king to g8. Here Magnus played knight to g5, and it was in this position on move 53 that Alireza Firouzja resigned the game. Let's see how white proceeds to victory. If black plays queen to d7, then white will push the pawn to f7, and if king moves to h8, then white will play queen to a3. Now with the danger of checkmate looming, white queen captures a knight. Black will be forced to play queen to d8, and now white will play knight captures a pawn. Knight captures the knight on e6, and white will push the pawn to f8, obtaining another queen. So here knight will be forced to capture the queen on f8, captures the knight on f8, queen captures the rook on f8, and queen captures the queen on f8. And in this position, white is completely winning. So that's the game. I hope you really enjoyed it. A great victory for Magnus, and he proves why he is still the best chess player in the world in all the three formats. If you have any thoughts regarding this match, you can comment below. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you.